Hello again. It's Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit, talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week, and we are so glad that you have joined us. Ashley Stremme and Steve Post here. We're in the Hercules Tires studio, and we're going to talk to Carson McCarl a little bit later on the program. So, how are you?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm fantastic. I'm not Brad Sweet fantastic.
No, gosh.
Okay, so we go into this year, okay, we're going to have the depth of the World of Outlaws, and we're going to have 16 winners before we get a repeat winner.
And we were doing really good
we
there.
We were doing really good until 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
And then the big cat is like, hold my beer.
Pretty much. And he told us last week.
Yes, he did.
You know, it's hard to stay on top once you get there.
Yes.
So,
but he felt good about where they were at and the longevity that he had with his team and all of that. But the big cat is just absolutely now running roughshod over the World of Outlaws.
It's true. And which makes it even more impressive because like we talked again last week, the depth is so impressive right now with the World of Outlaws. I know we've said that for the last 2 or 3 years, but it just keeps getting stronger.
There, but I think that's how good Brad is right now.
Agreed.
I mean, it's just like, what track we going to? All right, let's just go there and be faster than everyone else.
It'll be interesting to see how long it takes for them to start booing Brad because he's winning all the time, you know?
Anybody but Big Cat, right?
Right.
Yeah, anybody but Sweet. Oh, gosh, that's awesome. It really is. So kudos to those guys. It was great talking with them last week here on the program. And I'm one of those people who loves watching excellence, and we're seeing it right now.
Sure
from that team. Now, it's a small amount of it.
Yes.
We'll see how it all goes over the season, but boy, they are good.
We have a year to unfold yet.
Yes, we do.
Anything could happen.
Yes, it certainly can. That is for sure. So good stuff. That is for sure. The All-Stars, the Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions, they got busy with their first point race at Attica this past weekend. Justin Peck and Zeb Wise were part of the story at the front of the field. Here's our friend Blake Anderson on Flow Racing.
And now for the Dryden death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Justin Peck closing on Zeb Wise, a pair of all-star young guns battling up front here at the Spring Nationals at Attica Raceway Park. Oh my, Justin Peck, there goes Peck around the outside. You've got a new leader.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death, the official death of the World of Outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
Pride. Passion.
Performance.
We are.
We are Team Dryden.
Welcome back. It is Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit. Let's go to the Hercules Tire Hotline. Joining us from, I believe, out in the state of Iowa, or hometown area out there, is Carson McCarl. Hello, Carson. Welcome into Wing Nation.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. Now, here's the deal. We're going to talk some sprint car racing, and we want to talk sprint car racing, okay? But there was a big event in your life over the last week or two, okay? You got married. How did the wedding go? Everything go good with the wedding and the marriage?
Yeah, absolutely. It went really smooth. Luckily, my lovely wife, Peyton, took care of all that stuff for me. My responsibilities were done pretty early after giving her the ring. So she took care of all that for me, and it was a beautiful wedding, and the day couldn't have gone smoother.
Okay, so I have got to know this, okay? And I've been waiting to ask this one since I knew we were going to talk to you, okay? Your father is Terry McCarl, hard-nosed race car driver, sprint car racer. We love him to death. Your new father-in-law is hard-nosed race car 410 driver Craig Delan. Have the Delanskys and McCarls always got along, or is this something new?
It definitely was pretty funny in the beginning, you know, the McCarls and Delanskys getting together. But the Delanskys have embraced me as one of their own, and it's a lot of fun. No, they're definitely they're hard-nosed racers for sure, but they also don't hold grudges or anything like that. So yeah, they've had their incidents in the past, but we're all family now, so who'd have guessed?
That's
I
awesome.
absolutely love
it. I
this.
do too.
Now, knowing that your wife is Peyton Delansky, now McCarl, I've got to ask, as a daughter of a driver and a wife of a driver, how hard is she when you come in off the racetrack?
Yeah.
definitely probably a little harder than the average girlfriend or wife or something like that. She, she definitely gets it. And, she gives me trash, when I miss the bottom and stuff like that. But, she's just as competitive as me and the rest of us, and she wants to win. So when that doesn't happen, I get a little chewing every once in a while.
Okay, so the good news, well, then maybe the bad news. The good news. Okay, maybe that's the bad news.
I like it.
Okay, she knows when you miss the bottom and she knows when you do wrong. Okay, we understand that. The good news is she's a racing girl and this is a rough life. So to find a life partner like Peyton that understands racing, that has got to be a great blessing though.
Oh, absolutely. We both grew up on the road, so she's used to that. She loves spending every weekend at the racetrack, and, that's hard to find. And, it's also really nice that she does gets it because, she's always honest with me. She doesn't sugarcoat anything or, try to make me feel better after a nice race or after a race or anything like that. She always lets me know how it is and what I need to do to improve and when I did good. So she's great to have in my corner for sure.
It's so cool because we always talk about weddings and they're always in race season. So obviously you guys didn't do that. So ta-da on that one. And then honeymoon, Mexico. Where'd you go in Mexico? Would you recommend? What was it like?
We went to Cancun. I don't know. I can't remember what it was called. Some resort with pools and alcohol, and it was it was a lot of fun. That's all that matters. As long as there's the sun out and there's music and beer, I'm happy. I can have fun anywhere with that. So no, it was a lot of fun, and but definitely happy to be back. And we actually we tried to do it late March, so we would kind of miss race season. But then Austin got the deal out in California, and there was a lot of races going on, and luckily, the Outlaws canceled out in Tulare, so Austin was able to make it, and it all ended up working out. But happy it all went smooth, and happy to have it over with and get focused back on racing.
Yeah, we interrupt this race season for a wedding and wedding season. That's why everyone gets married on Thanksgiving, you know. And so I'm glad see that we finally found the positive. The World of Outlaws California schedule getting canceled. We figured that out. We found the positives of that. All right, so inquiring minds want to know. Did your father, Terry, put on the sombrero or do any crazy antics at the wedding or the after party?
He did. His signature move is he does the splits, kind of like Roy Munson there in Kingpin. That's kind of his thing there. And he did bust it out, and everything went well, and he didn't break anything. And he says he's retiring from that move. It's his last time ever. So I'm excited. Didn't have to call the ER. He didn't land on his keys, so we're all good.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this.
I forgot about this player. Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I forgot about that too. That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Well, the other tradition that your father has is grabbing someone in victory lane and kissing them. That didn't happen at the wedding, did it?
No, none of that. No, none of that. He saves that for victory lane.
Okay, and the Wing Nation stage. Yeah, it's like, oh God, here we go. Here comes another wet one from T-Mac. Oh my gosh, that's really cool. That is fantastic. Good stuff. So really, really cool. Hey, Austin, we are going to talk some sprint car racing, by the way, not wedding planners or whatever this is, or the best of T-Mac. Well, we're going to talk a little sprint car racing. We'll do that in just a minute. Hang in there, and everyone else hang in. More with Carson McCarl coming up in just a moment.
Hey, Ashley, what are you up to?
Oh, I just stopped by to grab some sage fruit apples. Now I just have to decide which ones.
You can never go wrong with a Honey Crisp. They're light, crisp, and full of perfectly balanced flavor.
Oh, hey!
You could always go with one of their classics, the Gala or Fuji. They're both sweet and juicy.
Grown in the heart of Eastern Washington, Sage Fruit Company works hard on the farm and with their retail partners to provide high-quality apples and pears to consumers all year long.
Well, I couldn't decide which ones. Thanks for the help, guys.
I'll race you to checkout.
Welcome back. It is Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit. The Hercules Tire Hotline is where we are. We're talking with Carson McCarl. We got all the personal stuff, the wedding stuff, everything good. Now we're settling back into race season. And Carson, you have got to be so excited. 410s, Knoxville Raceway is going to be your home. Well, the Midwest is going to be your home base. There's got to be a lot you're looking forward to when we roll into the 2021 season here.
Oh, absolutely. We really ended strong last year at Knoxville, before the COVID hit and, shut that down. And I'm just really excited. We've got a lot of good people on board this year with Jetco Electric, Bondi Motorsports, the Burt Concrete. We got a lot of good people on this car that are giving us a great opportunity to go 410 racing this year. So I'm really looking forward to it. Between Knoxville, Cusitz, and Jackson, there's a lot of opportunities to race and, put a little money in our pocket. So really looking forward to that.
Carson, the last 2 years, you've been the 360 champ at Knoxville. Your 410 goals for Knoxville this year and the other tracks you're going to hit, what are they looking like? Do you have something written down that you want to achieve this year with your 410 ride?
Absolutely. We're always going to win the championship. That's been our goal ever since I started, our team in 2019. And we've been able to do that the last couple of years in the 360 class. And, don't plan on changing that for this year. It's obviously going to be really tough, with my dad and Austin being there and, Brian Brown and all those guys. It's not going to be easy. But I think we, have the equipment and, the funding behind us to get the job done. And I'm really excited.
Carson, I want to ask a comparison question, the 360 to the 410 program. I don't need to get into your business. I don't need the dollars and cents, but proportional wise or energy wise or effort wise or partner wise, how do you compare how big of a jump is it for you with your program to go from 360 to full blown 410?
As far as nickel and dimes though, it's not really that much more, it does cost the same for diesel, whether you got a 360 or a 410, tires are all the same, everything like that. And, we're racing for, 5 times the money. So I think if, for me, being my team these last couple of years, it just made sense kind of go the 360 route. That's kind of where our engine program was those last couple of years. And, but now we've been able to secure a couple 410s in our shop. And I think it's going to be a really good deal. So, as far as that kind of stuff goes, owning our own team, I think fiscally, it's just the only way it makes sense.
You mentioned racing with your dad and your brother now going to 410s this year. Do you race them harder? Is there a grudge there on the track? Obviously, it's different when you come off the track, but is there that itch that you just have to beat them, or do you race them like you race everyone else?
I'd say I race them like I race anyone else. Honestly, I get that question a lot, and I hear a lot of other brothers and father and son say that they go harder, but I probably take it a little easier on my brother and my dad than other people do, just because, nothing like I just, they have as much into this thing as I do. And the last thing I would ever want to be is at, the dinner table and I got to explain why I fed him a right rear or something like that. So, but I race everybody clean and so do they. And, but we're all there to win. And, we want to beat everyone, not just each other.
The starting your own program is a big challenge. And we understand, rides are tough to find. The business end of that, putting that together and getting partners and maintaining partnerships and growing partners, is that what you've been doing also over the last few years to kind of get to this stage?
Absolutely. And, I've been able to get some great opportunities with some people and build some relationships with a lot of great companies around here that, have rallied behind me and really believe in me. But, it's definitely tough. I'd, give anyone, the advice that's trying to start their own team, not be afraid to get told no, because you're going to get it a lot. But, you're going to get those few yeses that, really make a difference in your team. So it's a tough way to go, but rides are few and far between these days. So being able to secure my own ride and, not have to make, 50 phone calls during the winter to try to find a seat is kind of nice sometimes.
Carson, you started your own team in 2019. What is probably the biggest thing that you've learned over these last couple of years take the sponsorship side out of it, just funding your team and finding that niche? What's one thing that you've learned just in these last few years to make your team better?
Just not being afraid to, to get told no by, sponsors and stuff like that. And just not be afraid to get told no and to keep on grinding. It's tough. I don't have a crew chief or, a hired crew or anything like that. I got a few weekend warriors that show up to the racetrack and are very loyal to me and help me out quite a bit. But it's a grind. I hear it all the time. We work 100 hours to avoid working 40, but it's a really great life and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
That is a great one-liner I've never heard before.
I've never heard that before either. I am stealing that. I am stealing that. That is for sure. I love that. Work 100 hours so we can to avoid 40. That is pretty neat. Carson McCarl is our guest here on the Hercules Tire Hotline. Carson, we always do a show at the beginning of the year. We usually have Brian Brown or your dad on talking about how sweet Knoxville Raceway is on opening night. Can and you've been going there forever. Can you describe opening night at your home track, knowing your home track is Knoxville?
It's very, it's just Knoxville. It just spoils you. It's such a great track. Everyone's so professional there. It's like showing up to a World of Outlaws show every week. With how professional the officials and everybody is there, and it's such a great facility. It's so well lit. When we go to these other tracks, you realize how spoiled you are in Knoxville, but. Yeah, the intensity and the excitement that everybody has that first night, that first driver's meeting is a lot of fun. And Craig Ford's been a good supporter of opening night there for a long time and a good friend of mine. And really looking forward to it. I've been lucky enough to win opening night a couple times in the 305 and the 360 class. So we'll see if we can do it this year in the 410 class.
Carson, I want to brag on you real quick when it comes to Knoxville. Rookie of the year in all 3 sprint car classes, the youngest winner at 16, also the youngest champion, and you won your first race that you ever raced at Knoxville. Obviously, you've seen a lot of laps at that track over the years as a kid, but is there one thing about that track that suits you and you've picked up on that maybe others just haven't?
I've just been really fortunate to have really great teachers. Obviously my dad's one of the best ever, go there, and Austin is too. Austin's won a 410 championship there and won quite a few races, and I got him in my corner also. So I say having that advantage of, knowing how to run the bottom. I think running the bottom in Knoxville is kind of one of the things that guys have trouble with. And I've kind of adapted pretty nicely to that these last couple of years. So I don't know exactly what it is, but, I've always felt really comfortable there and really excited to get back there this year.
Final question for you. I would say 6 or 8 years ago, Husitz was kind of in question. Jackson was kind of out of business or slowed down. Todd Quering jumps in, grabs Jackson, makes it a show place. Last year, Husitz comes back on board with Todd Quering again. Carson, you have got yourself in a really neat spot there in the Midwest with lots of races, well-funded racetracks. It's got to be nice for you to have your program peak and start off at the time racing in that area is kind of peaking as well.
Absolutely. To be our small team, but to be able to race, maybe 45, 50, 410 shows, within, 5-hour radius of our shop is really cool and something we're all really excited about. And I think I'm honestly probably a little more excited for the Houston season than the Knoxville season. That place has been a really big part of my life growing up, and it was absolutely tragic when it went away for those few years, and I couldn't be happier to have it back. It's really exciting. It's a great track, and it's going to be a lot of fun to race there this year.
Well, Carson, we can't wait to see what the season unfolds for you. We certainly wish you the best as you get rolling along this weekend and on throughout, but thanks for joining us here on Wing Nation.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
There we go. Carson McCarl joins us on the Hercules Tire Hotline. Stay with us. Our Tweet Your Seat, Tweet of the Week, and a whole lot more coming up.
Power isn't born. It's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain. And we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
We're back. You're watching Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit, and it is time for the Tweet Your Seat Tweet of the Week. And this one comes from our friend Michelle Mathis. She said, "You wanted the best." We know that line. They were at Peevely. She was a newbie to Peevely. I'm just excited that this place is not underwater right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you're right.
This racetrack has had so much trouble over the last few years with rain, and as much as we've had rain this year, it's good to see that race cars are at the track at Peevely, and she got to enjoy it.
I know. I love Michelle. She is awesome. We've had so much fun with her over the years. She's one of our regular tweeters, if you will.
Yes.
And we get to hang out in Knoxville all the time, and looks like we're going to hang out again.
That's right.
Yes, indeed. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, my gosh. Hey, I'm also excited for a lap around the sprint car world. Let's talk Justins. Indiana Justin Peck had a new ride in 2021. Tom Books Motorsports number 13, and Ashley, he has made this thing work really well.
He really, really has. I was talking to their engine builder this past weekend, and he had a couple of nuggets to share about Justin. And I think we're only seeing the very beginning unfold. So, like you said, 2 early season wins in Pennsylvania at Port Royal and Williams Grove. And he's a full-time all-star driver this year, and he won the point season opener at Attica.
Absolutely. Great guy. He was on our Wing Nation program. You can find that on our Tuesday show, wingnation.com. All right, let's go to turn number 2 and another Justin. This is California Justin Sanders. California is known for its 360 racing. It is rough and tumble, elbows up on a bull ring that sometimes is smooth and sometimes is rougher than a cop. Justin Sanders, it doesn't matter. 5 wins in California this season, 1 in Arizona. Friday, he won at Ocean Speedway in his familiar number 17, the family ride. Saturday, Placerville in the Dale Miller Motorsports 4A.
Last weekend he swept at both tracks, so the Justins are on it.
Yes, they are. He actually won the Silver Crown. Yeah, the Silver Cup. Yeah. Yep. Oh, it's good stuff. It really, truly is. All right, so there's turns 1 and turn 2. Let's head down the back straightaway into turn number 3, where Dietrich won again. Lincoln. Wait a minute.
Well, the last name did.
The last name did, exactly. How about Billy? Awesome Bill from Biglersville.
Yeah, Billy's Danny's older brother. He races part-time, not a full-time racer like Danny, and he got bragging rights this past weekend at Lincoln with his third career win there.
No doubt. Really, really neat. They run a family business there. Billy's more involved with the family business. Danny's there, but Danny's off racing a lot as well. Racers New and Used Parts Warehouse in Hesperus, Pennsylvania, so they are all into it. Their dad, Dan. I love Awesome Bill from Biglersville. I can't imagine Easter dinner on Sunday. If there is a week to beat Danny Dietrich, it is the night before Easter dinner. Oh my gosh, can you imagine that? They're best buds too. I mean, they're fun-loving brothers. They work together. They do everything together. But he drove a heck of a race too. He really did. Indeed. Good stuff. So, yep, Dietrich wins at Lincoln. That's for sure. Into turn number 4, and this may be one of the better stories of the year in sprint car racing and all of racing. Arizona Speedway, out in Queen Creek, Arizona, they were supposed to have their last dance, their last race, because we've got a bunch of bureaucrats out there. The Arizona State Land Department decided the facility and noise it produced no longer fit into the neighboring development plan. All right? Promoter is out there, the last race at 6:30. He's tilling the racetrack, and his attorney calls. This is
Good news. Pick up. That's a phone call you need to pick up.
Yes.
Because when he called, there was over 3,000 calls to the Arizona State Land Department for petitions and signing your name to make sure that this place didn't close down. And the promoter was not interested in crying in 4,000 people, but you guys did it. So kudos to you, Arizona race fans.
This promoter, and you're seeing the video there, this promoter says, I'm not interested in crying in 4,000 people, but man, this is cool. It was great. Okay, the battle is won. They've got to stay till the end of the year. And the promoter said in his address that he didn't know if that racetrack could survive anyhow, but now they're working on alternative sites as well and getting some areas zoned as racetracks in the area there. So that's it. They hosted the Wild West Shootout back in January. Remember when all the racers were out there? That's the racetrack.
Okay.
And so I love this. You know, you might have 8 or 12 neighbors that complain to the politicians. Sure. You get 3,000 race fans calling up and raising Cain. You know,
when race fans unite, you better watch out.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, hey, we love it. Arizona Speedway, continue on. Have a great season. Stay with us. More Wing Nation in just a moment.
Hey, Ashley, what are you up to?
Oh, I just stopped by to grab some sage fruit apples. Now I just have to decide which ones.
You can never go wrong with a Honey Crisp. They're light, crisp, and full of perfectly balanced flavor.
Oh, hey.
You could always go with one of their classics, the Gala or Fuji. They're both sweet and juicy.
Grown in the heart of Eastern Washington, Sage Fruit Company works hard on the farm and with their retail partners to provide high-quality apples and pears to consumers all year long.
Well, I couldn't decide which ones. Thanks for the help, guys.
I'll race you to checkout.
Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit from the Hercules Tires studio in Concord, North Carolina. So glad you joined us here this week. I'm going to see, you've been spoiled rotten because you've been to Pennsylvania and back. You've seen sprint cars.
I have.
I went to Stremme, and then I've been shut out, but not anymore. I'm going to Virginia Motor Speedway, for the All-Stars.
Okay,
Thursday night.
It's a great facility.
Yeah, I've seen videos of it and stuff like that. So I've got the All-Stars, I've got a Pete Walton weekend at Talladega, USCS is there, and I've got a World of Outlaw race coming up. So April, I got 3 good sprint car races. Yes,
I've got a World of Outlaw race this weekend, but it's late models.
Late models,
exactly. At Bristol.
At Bristol, baby. Yeah, you're headed up to Bristol. Yes. Yeah. Man, I'll tell you what.
It'll be exciting.
The
Just finally see it.
I did the truck race there last week, and I actually heard Marcus Smith on Dale Jr.'s podcast, and I'm telling you what, this is neat.
He's got the wheels turning, and I'm excited.
Oh, he's got a lot of wheels turning, yes. It is neat. Bristol Dirt. It's unreal. Really, truly is. So, fun stuff. Hey, we appreciate Carson McCarl joining us here on the program. More important, though, than all of that, thank you for joining us here on Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit.